This is Southern Cross News with Joe Palmer.
The Greens have launched a crusade against the state government, writing to the Integrity Commission to investigate the relationship between the Mount Wellington cable car developer and Liberal Minister Matthew Groom. It comes after a photo of the pair was taken off social media, but in a last-minute twist, 20 minutes ago, it was reposted.
Social media accounts don't usually make headlines, but this week they have. The government copping intense scrutiny about why this photo of Matthew Groom and Adrian Bold, the CEO of the Mount Wellington cable car company, taken in 2014, was deleted this year.
We have allegations here of a cosy relationship between a developer, a Liberal government minister, and the fact that there's special enabling legislation for that development to be introduced to the Tasmanian Parliament.
Either transparency is important or it's not. And clearly, deep in his heart, the minister knows that transparency is important, or he would not have deleted the Facebook post.
Hardly a state secret for a start. The Greens have known for some time that Minister Matt Groom and Mr Bold are acquaintances.
The cable car company said in a statement it hadn't sought, asked or received any favours from the Liberal government. But the Greens are concerned, writing to the Integrity Commission to investigate.
All Tasmanians want to know that decisions about public land, which the summit of Kununyi Mount Wellington is, are taken transparently and in the public interest.
The government insists the issue is a mountain out of a molehill, strongly rejecting the idea that the relationship means it's in cahoots.
I can assure Tasmanians that the decisions were made by government, the whole of government, off the back of independent advice, and it will go through an independent planning process. There is no conspiracy.
Also remaining adamant that the Tas Development Board is entirely independent, a reassurance questioned by Ms O'Connor.
The Secretariat for the Tasmanian Development Board is provided by Minister Groom's own department, the Department of State Growth.
Louise Hedger, Southern Cross News.
It's only 3 weeks until builders move onto the C.H. Smith site. 10,000 cubic metres of soil are currently being removed to make way for the new car park and building. The project developer says the number of workers will increase significantly going forward.
You know, on the site at the moment there's probably 10 or 15 and it'll probably increase to 30 or 40 over the next 2 or 3 months.
It's been 27 years since work occurred on this site. I was 28 years of age then. Now what we're seeing is a fantastic outcome.
The project received $9 million from the state government's Northern Economic Stimulus Package. A Supreme Court judge has ordered Klaus-Dieter Neubert pay not only his own lawyer fees for the last 2 days, but also his complainants after his civil trial had to be adjourned. The man, who's already been found guilty of murdering his wife Olga in May 2015 and causing her passenger Josephine Ramos Cooper grievous bodily harm, is being sued for almost $2.5 million by the surviving victim. Today, counsel for Ms Cooper says it's a debacle. The case has been adjourned because the defence wasn't ready. The trial will now begin on May 15 and is expected to last 5 days. A man on trial for attempting to murder his wife with a small axe says he had no intention to harm her. William Henry Richardson has pleaded guilty to wounding his wife inside Woolworths at Shoreline Plaza last March, but not guilty to attempted murder and grievous bodily harm. In a police interview shown in court, Mr Richardson said he bought the axe from a discount store after seeing his wife and only intended to scare her with it. He said he was upset his wife had taken his children away from him. The trial continues tomorrow. Welcome back. Tasmania has welcomed 29 new Australian citizens at a ceremony in Launceston today, most taking the pledge after living in the state for a number of years. One couple we spoke to now plan to start and raise their family here.
We have really good healthcare here. We've got really good prospects in life, really good future.
And some, like a lady I was just talking to, has been here for quite a long time, has finally made that step, and she came here because her daughter came here, so she was following her daughter. Others come to get a new way of life and to see the freedom that we have.
The new citizens have mainly come from Europe and Asia. One of the world's most advanced ship simulators is running full steam ahead. Emergency situations and all aspects of life on board a vessel can be replicated right down to the room temperature. Tonight, we go on board the new facility to see how Tasmania is shaping marine education.
A deafening alarm sounds as fire spreads through the vessel. Normally, this would produce panic on the high seas. But in this virtual control room, it's as real as a scenario can get.
Sometimes I would say it is even better than a real ship because now what we did just now, simulating fire, we can't do on a ship. That will destroy the ship.
But this world-beating resource does much more than make danger zones. Every routine job is on show, right down to checking the oil level and cleaning off the excess with a virtual cloth.
They've really thought about every single thing.
The Australian Maritime College says students are signing up from around the world. Touchscreens take you into each part of a ship with air temperature, gauges and sounds brought to scale.
And this is, from my experience, it's exactly the same way that the things are happening on a ship.
It means marine engineers can learn everything from saving fuel to dealing with distress.
Very exciting experience for the students, and at the same time they learn a lot from all this equipment.
Of course, this simulator isn't for a naval novice. With countless components to tinker with, even the most experienced engineers are finding out new ways to use the system.
You suddenly realise the less you know.
Despite the addition, the AMC has new competition. It's been announced a rival maritime college will be built in Adelaide and begin operating in 2018.
If there are opportunities that could come from what the federal government has announced will happen in South Australia, then of course we will pursue those.
The AMC says it's too early to tell what impact the new school will have on the college. Tom Johnson, Southern Cross News.
Preparations are underway at Hobart's Princes Wharf 1 for the 3rd annual Hobart Health and Fitness Expo.
It's the only expo like it in Tasmania at the moment, basically bringing together about 70 interstate and statewide businesses, health fitness related businesses.
The expo will be held on April 23 and will feature information booths, food vendors and a powerlifting competition. Cats are renowned for having 9 lives, but a Hobart shelter is giving them 10. Hobart Cat Centre today rebranding as 10 Lives. Its mission to give the animals an extra life by helping them find new homes. The centre also launching its new schools-based program, Educat.
Educat is a Tasmanian initiative and fairly groundbreaking, we believe, in that we'll be going into schools free of charge. We'll be really providing the information on responsible cat ownership to stop the problem cats in the community.
If we can keep a handle on it, if we can teach kids, if we can engage with the community about better ways of looking after their cats, then it's a great thing for everybody.
It's hoped Educat can be rolled out across the country. It's a disease that impacts the lives of nearly 3,000 Tasmanians and currently there's no cure. This Sunday from 10:30 a.m, hundreds of people diagnosed with Parkinson's disease and their carers will be pounding the Montrose Bay foreshore for Walk the Bay.
The importance to people like me, my family, in getting some more work done is very, very high indeed. It's the second most prevalent disease to Alzheimer's in the community and we still don't know the cause.
The event aiming to raise awareness and funds for the Fred Binns Parkinson's Foundation. Now let's take a look at the day's business and finance news with thanks to Tasplan, your local super fund. The share market's best one-day gain in 4 months has taken the benchmark index to its highest closing level of 2017. The ASX 200 index has risen by 74.5 points. A short time ago, the Australian dollar was trading at 76.13 US cents and 108.16 New Zealand cents.
Meanwhile, Victoria is on the brink of securing a historic 3rd straight Sheffield Shield title after a dominant day 3 against South Australia. The Vics currently lead by 237 runs. Spinner John Holland ripped through the South Australian middle order to claim 7 wickets. Well, a 14-year-old Hobart soccer player is off to try his hand in the English Premier League. Nothing is guaranteed for Jake Parrish, but a trial with EPL club Burnley is a golden opportunity.
It's a long way from Warrane to Northern England, but that's the trip young Olympia midfielder Jake Parrish is about to make. The 14-year-old has landed a month-long trial with English Premier League club Burnley, and a youth contract isn't off the table.
The real ideal situation is I get offered a spot, but just the experience, from over there, like you were saying, would be spectacular.
Parrish is a star on the rise, a solid performance at the national champs in Coffs Harbour, leading NTC coach Kenny Weston to draw on his EPL connections. He says a chance to show his skills with a Premier League club is a dream come true.
Yeah, I've kind of dreamt about it all my life, and it's pretty spectacular, I guess, now that it's actually happening.
The youngster flies out on Thursday. Locally, Football Federation Tasmania has conducted the draw for round 1 of this year's statewide Lacasselle Jack Cup. The random draw producing a solid statewide field, with 6 of the 8 clashes to feature both a northern and southern-based club. Olympia has the longest road trip in the round of 16, drawing Ulverston, but it's another clash the club's former coach has his eye on.
I think the Glenorchy Knights versus Kingborough is going to be an interesting match. Obviously, Knights have aspirations of coming back into the top level, and Kingborough are going to be. I think that's going to be an evenly matched games.
Now, competitions manager for FFT, Glenn McNeil, says with the prize of FFA Cup selection on offer, local clubs are starting to throw more effort into winning the Cup than the league.
I would say it's getting close to that. I'd say individual clubs have their own opinion on that, but it's certainly, you're in the national spotlight when you're involved in competitions like that.
The Lacasselle Jack Cup round of 16 kicks off on Monday, the 17th of April. Chris Rowbottom, Southern Cross News.
Another Tasmanian sporting organisation is about to advertise for a new Chief Executive Officer. Julia Phillips stepping down as the head of Netball Tasmania after 6 successful years at the helm.
The face of netball in Tasmania continues to change. Today, CEO Julia Phillips announcing she'd be stepping down from the role after 6 years, paving the way for new blood.
It was my decision to step back. The President and I have been talking about it for about 6 months now, thinking about when would be a good time, what we needed to make sure was in place.
Phillips' tenure saw a new constitution implemented, as well as a ramping up of big-ticket events, with ANZ Championship, World Cup practice games and a Constellation Cup fixture all being played on our shores.
In order to raise the profile of the sport here, it's never lacked for community support. It's a hugely strong community support for netball, but in order to raise the profile, we needed to bring those big events here.
The jewel in her crown, though, overseeing the creation of an alliance between Tasmania and the Collingwood Magpies Super League Netball Club.
Model that we've come up with is proving to be so successful that certainly short to medium term, I'd say would be the best outcome that Tasmania could really hope for.
Phillips will vacate the role on May 17. As she exits, a new high-performance manager enters. Joe McDermott replaces the highly regarded Julie Hornweg.
I've actually had workings with Julie since she coached my daughter back in Victorian days. So I've been around Julie's coaching to know just how good she is.
McDermott's task to identify a Tasmanian diamond.
I'm coming here to help work and develop those Collingwood Magpie players and those players going into the Diamonds programs.
Netball Tasmania will advertise for a new CEO. As for the question of a standalone Tasmanian team in the Super League, Phillips believes we already have the balance right.
I'd put in as a win-win and possibly a short and medium, maybe even a long-term goal to keep it that way.
Chris Rowbottom, Southern Cross News.
Good evening. Hobart 23 degrees, Launceston and Burnie 20, Devonport a high of 19. 25 was the best around the state at Denali, 24 at Campania and Friendly Beaches, Grove, Bushy Park and Fingal all 23. St Helens 21, Bridport along with Wynyard and the Islands 20. Lowhead and Strawn reached 19 degrees. A cold front is bringing low cloud to the west of Tasmania. All of the action, of course, is focused over Queensland, where severe tropical cyclone Debbie made landfall with those impressive cloud masses over Queensland and the Coral Sea. Closer in, some cloud over the west of Tasmania and through Bass Strait, with mountain waves over the northeast and southeast. Tomorrow, the cold front has our west coast in its sights, with a trough embedded in the southwesterly flow behind that front. Tropical cyclone Debbie should weaken into a tropical low. West to northwesterly winds at 20 to 30 knots, reaching up to 40 knots at times over the southwest. A shift to the west-southwest will occur in the afternoon. Swells up to 6 metres, so getting up there. A gale warning current for waters between Southeast Cape and Sandy Cape. Strong wind warning for remaining waters except the far northeast. A small craft wind alert for the lakes. Windy tomorrow and showers developing. Hobart 22 degrees, 22 as well for Geefston, 22 for Bothwell. Launceston, showers becoming windy, 21 the top, 21 for Devonport with that same forecast, showery for Cressy and 20 degrees. Burnie, showers and wind, 21, 20 the top for Strawn. Curry on King Island, some showers increasing in the afternoon, 21 the maximum. And for St Helens, a possible late shower, 22, 22 for Swansea. Late rain for Orford as well, and 23 degrees. UV sliding into the moderate range for Hobart and Strawn. On Thursday, showers easing, contracting to the west and south during the morning. Fine on Friday, apart from isolated showers over the west, far south and Bass Strait, but showers extending across the state from the west on Saturday, but retracting to the west and far south during the afternoon. Sunny in Perth and Canberra tomorrow. Showers for Adelaide, and by evening in Melbourne, a late change there, 27 firstly. Showers increasing over Brisbane, possible storms for Cairns and Darwin.
There you go. That's all from the news team for now. See you with updates throughout the evening. Thanks for your company. Good night.